wide receivers.
Oh, okay. Well, if we're gonna stay with the wide receivers, or we're gonna go with the wide receivers, I'm gonna stay with the Browns. Or again, going against the Browns, Martavis Bryant. I've said it numerous times. I expect Martavis to be at least top 10 wide receiver. I think he's gonna have a big year. There's no possible way you can guard Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Martavis Bryant. There's no possible way.
Feel bad for teams preparing.
There's absolutely no way it's possible. You're going to try to take out one. Patriots probably going to take out one. Guess what? You got two other stars. I mean, it's not going to happen. And then I like, just for explosiveness-wise, I like Deshaun Jackson against the Dolphins. Like I said, I expect the Dolphins' defense to be solid, but you can still get fantasy points against them, and I think...
I mean, you never know with Deshaun. That's why, I mean, you have to take risks in daily fantasy sports. I mean, he's one. I mean, you don't know which game is going to come, but he's a guy that's... he's going to have his games where he goes over 100 and scores a long touchdown.
Yeah, maybe it's a flex option, too. I mean, maybe you just want... I mean, Jameis is a good deep ball thrower, too, so it really wouldn't surprise me if Deshaun went out there and just showed, like, what everyone was missing in the free agency. Yep. Someone I'm going to be big on a lot this year due to his schedule is Kelvin Benjamin. I think against the 49ers, listen, I don't really know what I need to say about the 49ers. I mean, I can go out there and drop at least 10 points against the 49ers.
I can give me a couple catches.
Yeah, give me a couple. And I just think he looks great. I've said it again and again and again. The Cam's going to have a bounce back year. I believe in it. I like Pierre Garçon against the Panthers, too, though. In that same game, I just think Panthers' defense really struggled against wide receivers last year.
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan's offense usually likes to go to one wide receiver a lot. And I think I expect Hoyer, we'll get into this, I think Hoyer plays a lot better than people are expecting. I think they're going to be down in that game, so they're going to need to throw the ball. So Pierre Garçon's going to get some, I think, more PPR points than standard points, obviously. But I just think that he's going to get a lot of receptions. He's going to get a lot of targets in this game, in my opinion. Who else do they possibly have? Carlos Hyde, I completely understand that, Carlos Hyde, but they're going to be down in that game, and they're going to need to throw the ball.
They have to throw.
That's all I got for wide receivers. All I can think of, really. I mean, I like Larry Fitzgerald against the Lions. I thought, like I said with Carson, I think they have a big game. I think they destroy the Lions and prove that they're going to be a lot better than they were last year. And then I think Diggs versus the Saints.
Agreed.
I think Diggs is a big year.
Yep, I got just my upper echelon. I mean, once again, pounding the Steelers against the Browns.
Go with all of them.
Antonio Brown. I mean, yeah, if you want to do a Steelers stack, I mean, go for it. And then Julio Jones also. I mean, I think he's able to. I mean, I think he's going to do very well too and start off the year. Also, A.J. Green. I mean, against the Ravens, I think he also has a big game. He usually plays well against the Ravens and usually tends to start off the year with a touchdown. At wide receiver, I agree with him, Larry Fitzgerald. I think he also has a little added motivation because ESPN did their top 100 players and he wasn't even on the list. And this is a guy, I know he's old, but this is also a guy that just came off over 100 catches last year. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like he's fallen off that much.
Didn't he lead the NFL in receptions?
Yeah, and they left him, So, I don't know if Larry's that type of guy. He seems like a nice guy, so I don't know if he's that type of guy. But there's got to be added motivation there. A guy that I think is a sleeper this year, and he's been mentioned before, Devontae Parker. I think he could start off hot this year, catch him a long touchdown. I mean, you've talked about it before, how Jay Cutler likes him. He compares him to an Alshon Jeffrey. So one that I like to pick on the Saints, I know you went with Diggs, but Thielen.
I could see Thielen, too.
Yeah.
Apparently Thielen's going to play some in the slot, too, so I like that.
So I could see him being sneaky. He's cheap. So I can see him being sneaky, and then a guy that seems to be overlooked, but also, I mean, playing with the quarterback is the highest paid guy in the NFL right now. But Marvin Jones started off the year hot last year. So
man, Marvin.
I mean,
people are sleeping on it.
I fully think people are sleeping on it. I mean, he's not even getting drafted in some leagues. I think that's a bit ridiculous.
That's just absolutely crazy.
But, I mean, I know he didn't finish the year off nearly as well as he started it, but, I mean, he's going to be an option for that team, and that team's going to throw the ball a lot.
Exactly. And he's looked good in preseason. A lot better than people would have thought. Let's get into some tight ends. I think tight ends you can get some really good values in daily fantasy for some tight ends.
Yeah.
I like Austin Hooper against the Bears. Bears defense pretty bad. Or not pretty bad. They got better last year. I'll give them that. They're a lot better than people thought.
I'm worried
last year.
about that offense. Cameron Meredith out for the year now too.
They need Trubisky in there. Let's just
They
be
cut
honest.
Cruz. That speaks about Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
Cameron Meredith tore his ACL out for the year, and they still cut Victor Cruz.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing on offense. I feel bad for Jordan Howard and my boy Trubisky.
I was waiting for that to come out.
But I like Hooper because I think Hooper caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl too. I think without Jacob Tamme, he has a lot better year. I mean, usually Matt Ryan goes to his tight ends anyways, and Hooper just, if you look at Hooper, he just looks like he could be a star. Or just not a star. But
I agree. I mean, he's a sleeper this year.
Yeah.
Tight end, if you want to wait late.
And I'm just going to keep picking on the Dolphins and go with the Buccaneers. I'm going to go Cameron Brate. I think all this talk about Howard and everything, I just think Brate is the guy that Jameis already trusts. Howard will come. He will for sure come. And if it's not next year, it's going to be the year after.
Yeah.
But I just think this year, Brate's going to outplay Howard.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not anything to Howard. I just think that they're going to trust him more, and they're going to just let him sit back and watch Brate a little bit. And I go with my boy, but also your boy, Tyler Eifert. If he can stay healthy for 4 quarters, he should be pretty good against the Ravens. I mean, when he plays, he is a touchdown machine.
Actually, with all of his missed games, he has the most touchdowns from tight end the last 2 years.
Exactly.
Probably because Gronk's balls have been hurt just as much.
Yeah, but I like Eifert in pretty much any game he's actually
for
healthy.
daily fantasy. I mean, he's cheaper, and honestly, he gets a couple catches and a touchdown. There's your points from tight end to be happy with.
If there's one thing I can say about Eifert that pisses me off is they do not like to go to him unless it's in the red zone.
But at least they look for him there.
Yeah, I mean, at least they look for him there. But I would love to see him get more receptions and yards, too. And just look for him more. Run some plays for him more outside of the red
I
zone.
mean, honestly, probably scared he'll get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. I mean, it's probably most likely going to happen. And then my final one is someone I'm just going to probably say a lot this year. I'm big on this year. Is Evan Ingram against the Cowboys. Cowboys defense is absolutely horrible. Just like my Raiders defense, absolutely horrible. Should maybe possibly be better with Jalen Smith and Taco, the first round pick that got, dude named Taco.
Taco Charlton.
But I like Evan Ingram. I just think if you look at him, he looks like a wide receiver. And over 16% of Eli Manning's passes go to tight ends.
Well, as we talked about, that team's going to be throwing.
Yeah, and Cutwell tied just like I think yesterday or day before yesterday.
Just raises them even higher.
Raises them even higher, and I think without Odell the first week, he's going to have to step up. And, maybe Brandon Marshall ends up being too old, and they just need to go with the young ones and go with Odell, Shepard, and Evan Ingram. I just think Evan Ingram's going to have a big year. Maybe not top 3 numbers, but I mean, if you're getting him in
depends on injuries. Tight end, you have 3 of the top, like Gronk. I mean, I'll throw Eifert in there because if he were to stay healthy, he's definitely a top tight end. And Jimmy Graham and Jordan Reed's actually 4 of the top ones. They could all go down this year.
Yeah, exactly. And Evan Ingram, I just think where you're getting him is what the most important thing is. You're getting him in literally probably the last 4 rounds of your draft, and that is really important.
I like drafting him late, and he could end up being your starting tight end by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And let's just say you end up getting one of those 4 tight ends you just mentioned. You come back and get Evan Ingram in the later stages, and he ends up being your actual starter.
Yeah, agreed. For myself, once again for the Thursday night game, I mean Gronk week 1, he's healthy. I think he brings it any week that he's healthy. Mm-hmm. So. Gronk week 1 against Kansas City. I like Jimmy Graham as well against Green Bay. I mean, I don't know, like I said, I'm big on Seattle this year. I think they come out to prove a point, especially against a big team like Green Bay. I think that'll be a really good game week 1, to be honest. It's the lower ones. Eifert, he's already mentioned both of them. Tyler Eifert, once again, out of your tight end, especially if you go for a cheaper one, he gets a couple catches and a touchdown. That's enough points for you.
What do you really need?
And then Cameron Brate as well from Tampa Bay. I think he could have a good game against Miami. And, like you said, I like O.J. Howard as a sleeper, but I don't think he really comes on until later in the year, or it might not even happen until next year.
Yeah, it really might not. It really wouldn't surprise me if it did.
But I do like him as an eventual option with Jameis Winston.
In Dynasty Leagues, I love him. I think he's going to be a star in his league. and he slipped to them perfectly.